Alright, what's up everybody? Afflicted Gamer here, and welcome back to another Division 2 video. So a couple of days ago I gave my thoughts and opinions on the summit here in its current form. By all means go ahead and watch that video if you haven't seen it already. And since then I have finished the summit. I got to floor 97 when I had made that video, and now from the moment of making this video I have finished the summit, so I've seen and done all that it has to offer. I have the project for the exotic chess piece. I was lucky enough to find all 5 of the different components throughout the different floors while playing, so now that's what I'm about to work on. I know that a lot of people are not all that happy with the summit, myself included, so I thought that instead of continuing to bash on the mode like a lot of people are, I thought I would try to provide some ideas, thoughts, and some suggestions on how to improve upon the summit mode. So, hear me out. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let me know what you think of all of this stuff that I'm about to say down in the comment section afterwards, as I would love to hear from all of you. There are some things that are just very obvious. Change the floors. Make them look different from one another because they pretty much look identical for the most part. Add more objectives because the ones we have, it gets really repetitive. Change up some of the modifiers, especially cool skills, if you don't mind my saying that. I think it's just such an awful modifier, especially once you are on floor 80 and above. It just becomes more of a nuisance and a hassle than anything else. For the past 2 years, the Division 2 community has been asking for a survival mode like we had in the first game, myself included. And I think they could kind of do that here with the summit. Hear me out. What about a summit survival mode? For those of you that are not familiar with survival in a nutshell is this. You spawn with next to no gear. Pistol, some crappy green gear, need to find yourself some better gear, acquire some electronics, tools, etc. so that you can craft up some skills, make your way to the dark zone, get the antivirals, get to the extraction, and then at the extraction, fight one of the coolest enemies in the Division, period, a hunter. Beat the hunter, and then you extract. So, how could they do that with the summit? How about this? We walk in, floor 1. We've got a pistol, we have some basic gear, fight some enemies, and we take their loot. How about this? How about this time? We get to keep the loot. You see, we have targeted loot in the Division 2. We definitely do not need 100 floors of the same stuff. And just going through 100 floors without earning anything is just not worth it. So, you get to keep the loot. And to keep the loot changing and fresh, instead of 100 floors of the same brand set, change it up. Every 5 or even every 10, even every 15 floors, put in a different gear set. So that way, you have a whole bunch of different sets to choose from. You have a bunch of different gear that you can now farm for. And then as you progress, you have random encounters with hunters. They will scale to the difficulty level of the floor that you are on. I know we have rogue agents, but you know you're about to fight them as soon as you get on whichever floor you have them spawn on. Have them random, like we had in the underground, so you don't know if they're coming or not. And like I said, have them scale to the difficulty. So if you're only at floor 20, then you really don't have the best gear. I know that you probably won't want to fight a hunter, but if it scales with the difficulty, and by that time you're probably still going to be on a roughly, I would say, normal difficulty, they won't be too much of a challenge. And for the most part, I'm sure everybody will be able to take them down. They'll get progressively harder, of course, as you go, and that's that. Now, once you get to floor 100, I think 100 should be different than how it is now. You see, floors 80 and above, there's a lot of hide behind cover, shoot, hide, shoot. If somebody dies or a couple of your teammates die, assuming you're in a group of 4, you end up having to run back 2 or 3 floors backwards. That's just not fun. So, change that up so that we can actually fight somewhat out in the open like we used to in the Division 2. And floor 100 could be a surprise mix of rogue agents and hunters. I don't know. That's just a thought. Now, of course, there needs to be more than just that. So, have loot drop in the summit that is almost summit exclusive. Yes, there's the chest piece, but I mean more than that. There needs to be a reason to continue to come back to the summit. If you can get the same gear in the summit as you can the main game, where is the incentive to farm summit? Now, it'd be a lot more enjoyable, at least in my opinion, if it played out like the survival mode I was just talking about a moment ago. But yeah, there needs to be a reason to come back to the summit. We had a few other things in the Division 1 as well. For instance, in Underground, there was an Underground specific outfit that you could only get once you got to max rank. So even though there's no ranks for the summit, you don't level it up or anything like that, we could still get an exclusive outfit. I know cosmetics are personal preference, but a lot of people enjoy changing the look of their agent. So say every 10 floors, you got one piece of this summit exclusive outfit. Once you get to floor 100, you get the full thing. Another thing too is they could add even more cosmetics, like all specific summit exclusive cosmetics, so that there's something else to chase after aside from the gear. I don't know. Let me know what you all think of that down in the comments section. Summit needs to have more replayability. It needs to be a little bit more friendly to the solo player. I know there are some solo players out there that absolutely love the challenge, and they want to take this on. But I know quite a few that absolutely do not want to do this. And I understand where they're coming from. With the way we have to play on the top 20 floors, yeah, it's really not fun. Now, I kept this clip in here on purpose. This is from the Division 1. This is the Underground. As you can see, I just spoke to the JTF officer. I thought that I was done, about to head to the train and get out of the Underground. Nope. Surprise! Hunters! And I remember how I felt when this encounter happened. Panic, excitement, and happiness. Why happiness? Well, I enjoy fighting hunters. I really, really like it. And the best thing about the hunters from the Division 1 is you didn't know how they were going to react to you. Some would lob a bunch of skills, turrets, seekers, etc. Others would stay back and try to snipe you. Some would try to rush you and kill you with their axe. Some would come out with a heavy gun and just try to mow you down. You didn't know, and that kept it exciting and refreshing. I think we need that back, desperately. And on top of that, Division 2 hunters, you kill them once, you take their mask, and that's it. I know we have rogue agents, like I mentioned earlier, but they're not the same. They're pretty cool, they're pretty close, but they're not the same. So I think these random encounters need to come back. And hunters could drop specific rewards. At one point in time, they were going to add hunter masks that you could get from killing them here in the Underground, but they never did. I kept the screenshot if anybody ever wants to see that. Add that into the Division 2. Put it in the summit. Kill a hunter on one of the random floors from a random encounter. You get to keep their mask. How cool would that be? Anyhow, so these are my thoughts on how we can improve upon the new PvE game mode, the Summit. Like I said, I don't want to just throw a bunch of hate towards the mode. Don't want to do that at all because it doesn't help anybody. I only want what's best for the game, and more importantly, I want what's best for the players playing the game. So, please let me know what you all think of these thoughts and suggestions down in the comments section. Drop a like on the video if you guys enjoyed it. It's very much appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing for more Division 2 content. Lastly, don't forget that you can always follow me over on Twitter @AfflictedGamer. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon in the next video.